Okay, hello guys. Today our topic is about Earth and the solar system. Okay, so it's the first class in the astronomy. So maybe in 2021, I guess in that year, and the IGCSE syllabus just update and gives a UG chapter, right? Earth and the solar system. So it's a very brand new knowledge for the IGCSE students. Okay, so we are also just moving to this part and make a full and total understanding about Earth and the solar system. Okay, so let's move to the first part about Earth and the other bodies. Okay. So here you can find in our solar system, there are very two important like items, right? First is Earth, right? The second is our sun. Okay. So you can find here, maybe this figure is has a little bit difference with the reality. Okay. Like here in the real world, we can say the sun is quite a big, like a shining ball, right? And maybe for Earth, it's very small. Maybe a sun can contain about like 100 of Earth inside of this, right? So this is like a model for Earth's sun. And maybe for many years ago, 1,000 years ago, and some scientists in European just discussed about whether the Earth is the center of the solar system or the sun is the solar system, right? So after their discussion, they find that the sun is the center of the solar system, right? And every planet, like the Earth, like the Mercury, and other kind of planets, just rotate around the sun, right? So we can say this is the basic knowledges and understanding about this Earth and Sun. Okay. And before this, we can say, oh, here is a Earth rotates about its axis. Okay. The Earth has a rotation. Okay. So I guess if you're like playing some games like Brawl Stars, okay. So I'm not quite sure that maybe you have seen a poster, and maybe I think maybe it's like 7 years ago in 2018. Okay, at that times, if you play the solo mode, and you'll find here Brawl Stars gives a poster on Twitter. Now it's X, right? Okay, it said, oh, maybe stop spinning, okay, or stop rotation, okay. That means you cannot just spy on yourself. That means a cooperation with other components and other competitors, right? Okay, so this is for like the Earth around the sun. Okay, so first, Earth has a rotation on itself. Okay, so please remember this is very important. And secondly, we can say, oh, here is its height 23.5 degrees. Okay, so here we can find there's a like Earth's tilt, and here it finds this is a perpendicular line. Okay, so here's the angle. It is 23.5 degrees. Okay, so this also explains maybe in the summer when the summer comes, and here is a limitation for the sun to like deflect on the Earth. Okay, and also if you turn around, you can find the sun just like shooting its light directly on this way. Okay, so we can say there's a limitation for the sunshine directly move from the north to the south. Okay, so this also makes a season, and we have the spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Okay, that's a bit that form. Okay, and as we know that a year has 365 days, right? But maybe every 4 year we have more day in the year, right? We added on like the February. So here we can say so for every year, it can say it has 365.25 days. Okay, so you have one more day. And we can set here some very important word here is hemisphere. Okay, hemisphere just means here the half of the ball. And Earth is divided by the equator into two hemispheres. Okay, so there's North Hemisphere and South Hemisphere, right? Okay, so this is a basic understanding about the Earth. Okay. And we have seasons. Right here, you can find there's a figure, and you can find the Earth is just rotating around the sun, right? And here you can find on June the 21st, and Earth is held on axis, and also the sun just, you can find the sunshine is just directly shoot on the north sphere, right? So we can say, oh, maybe here it's the summer for the north sphere people, right? Maybe in China, maybe in United States, maybe in like UK, and maybe in other countries, maybe India, they're all the like the summer, right? Okay, so we can say this means that Earth's tilt on the axis right here, we can say, oh, maybe if summer comes and it's very hot, right? Okay, so like this. Okay. But also you can say, oh, maybe in Malaysia or maybe in the North Africa, they're like indeed the summer, but maybe they're like 10 north, like 10-degree north, maybe like 5-degree north. They're very, very close to the equator. So we cannot feel the summer very like maybe our body, we cannot feel it very directly, right? So this is the difference. Okay, and you can find the Earth rotates around the sun, and maybe from here at September the 23rd, it comes to the autumn, or you can also set on the fall. And after half of the, sorry, a quarter, like here, it rotates here, and you can find the sun just like shooting directly on the Earth, right? And after that, it also rotates and then comes to March 20th, right? Okay, so it's spring. Okay, so here is the four seasons. So I also remember there's like multiple choices for IGCSE past papers. Okay, so it asks that, oh, so in the North Sphere summer, and we knew that in geography, these times there, sun is closer to the Earth. Maybe here, I'll give you just a for example, like here is for 30,000 kilometer. Okay, and maybe the sun in the winter, like the sun to the Earth, there, the distance like about 20,000 kilometer, like here. Okay. So, oh, sorry, maybe 40,000. Okay, I give you the wrong number. Okay, 40,000. Okay. So he said, oh, you can find that in the summer, the Earth is closer to the sun, right? So maybe here you can find it's closer and it's hotter, right? Okay, so it gives you this question. So because it's closer, it is the summer for the North Sphere. Is that a reason, or is that um, a way can explain this phenomenon for the summer? Okay, so here's a question. Okay, so please remember that when the summer comes, or when the summer for North Sphere comes, it's Australia's or like the South Sphere's like winter, right? So here is winter and here is summer, right? Okay, and maybe when we're in the winter, sorry, maybe when North Sphere like residents in the winter, we can say, oh, right here is for the summer, right? Okay, so here is the difference. Okay, so we can say if it's just a reason about distance, so maybe here the distance is smaller. That means maybe all the places on the Earth is very hot, right? So it cannot be a reason to explain why in the summer it's North Sphere summer and it's South Sphere winter, right? So it cannot be an explanation. So we can say, oh, maybe right here for summer, that is because the sunshine just shoots directly on the North Sphere. That is not because the distance. Okay, so it just depends on whether the sunshine directly shoots on the sphere, right? This is most important. Okay. Okay, so this is for seasons. And here you can also find the moon and the earth. Okay. And after we discuss about the sun and earth, also we can say moon is a satellite with the earth, right? So you can find in each month we have maybe sometimes 30 days or maybe 31 days, right? Okay, you can find here. This is a moon's rotating like here. So because moon cannot just like emits the sunshine or like emits the rays by itself. So it always just reflects the sunshine. Like here, you can find. So this here, this way, you can find the sun just like shooting here. So it can only like reflect like this way. Okay. So in our human being's eyes, now the moon is a new moon, or sometimes we can say it's a first day of the month, like here. So we cannot receive any light from the sun, then reflect on the moon, and then reflect on the earth. Okay, so we can say right here the moon is a black moon. Okay, there's no shape of the moon. Okay, and maybe after several days, maybe you come to the fifth day on the earth, on the month. You can find here becomes the waxing crescent moon. Okay, so that's because you can find here. I'll give you a like a light. Mm, maybe here. Okay, like here. Okay. So you'll find right here, there are some lights, right? Just shooting directly on the moon and just reflect back on the Earth. Okay, so we can see some light for the moon that is reflected by the moon. Okay, so this for this. So we have a waxing moon. Okay, and maybe when you go to the like maybe the ninth, maybe every month, the ninth, the tenth, you will find the moon is like a first quarter moon. Okay, like this way. Okay. And after that becomes a waxing moon and then becomes a full moon. Sometimes here is about 50s to 60s. Okay. And then just moving, and then moving to the new moon. Okay. So we can say every from the new moon to a full moon is about 15 days, and maybe for a month it's just like a new moon to a full moon and a full moon to back to a new moon. Okay, like this. So we can say this is for how the moon rotates with Earth. So you don't need to like remember all the words inside the figure. You just need to understand how it forms and what is the period for the moon. Every 30 days, the moon just rotates around the Earth. Okay, so here it is. So we can have some statement here. Like first, the moon is a satellite around the Earth, and also it travels around the Earth in roughly a circular orbit. Okay, once a month, about 30 days. Sometimes it takes shorter, like 28 days. Sometimes it takes longer, about 30 days. Okay, and always remember that moon cannot emit the light by itself. Always the light is from the sun, and the sunshine just shoot on the earth, shoot on the moon, and the moon reflect the light to the earth, and we can see the shape of the moon. Okay, so that is for the basic understanding about moon, earth, and sun, and a little about the solar system. Okay, so next day we are just discussing more about astronomy. Okay, so that's all. See you next day. Bye.